Welcome to Aunty Shav Says So, the podcast where wisdom meets real talk and self-improvement takes center stage. I'm your host, Aunty Shav, and today I'm not joined by my co-host and my nephew, Fari, but I'm still here to guide you through the twists and turns of personal growth, wellness, and living your best life. I will be bringing diverse perspectives, hard-earned lessons, actionable advice, and unfiltered truths about what it takes to grow, thrive, and become the best version of yourself. Whether we're talking about overcoming challenges, building healthier relationships, or celebrating those small but powerful wins, this is the space for anybody ready to take ownership of their life. So pull up a seat, lean in, and let's talk about the person you're meant to be. Because when Aunty Shav says so, you know it's worth listening to. Hey y'all, welcome back to Aunty Shav Says So, the space where we get honest about healing and doing what the hell we want, but with alignment. Today's episode is called Stop Being a Talent Hoarder. And I'm saying that with love, but also with a lot of accountability, mainly to myself. Over the last few years, I've gone on several hiatuses. I can probably count on a few hands how many times I've had to take a break. And I used to tell myself these breaks were moments to rest, reset, refocus. But honestly, if I'm being real with you, they were more like me hiding. I'm gonna be honest. I was hiding from the public. I was hiding from others' expectations of me. And I was just hiding from the pressure of being on all the time. Because truly, I'm a human being and I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. Because when I was running Mel NYC and I was throwing large events, I felt like people had so much access to me. They had access to my story, my energy, my process, my belief systems, all of it, right? And then somewhere in between there, I realized I had given away so much of myself in a very public way in public spaces that I forgot what it felt like to just be mine, to just be for myself. So when I started to reclaim my time, I found absolute peace, like real deep, quiet peace, total solace. The kind that comes from solitude and from friendships that don't need to be seen to feel real, right? Those intimate, sustaining connections that remind you that you're loved even when no one else is there, no one else is watching. And during that piece, I started preparing for my comeback. I kept dropping little hints all over Instagram and in my captions and all over about this rebrand, this relaunch, the I'm back and I'm better than ever energy. Except instead of like building that space from confidence, I really truly was building it from insecurity, right? And there were so many ways that this looked. It looked like me buying everything. New wardrobe, new hair, new programs, software, merch, lots of it sitting somewhere behind me in my office space. Tons of equipment, new mics, which I'm talking on right now. Spending thousands of dollars trying to get to this space of ready, right? Whatever that looked like. But the truth really is that I was secretly trying to buy my confidence back instead of just embodying what it meant to be me. And every single time I second guess myself, zing! I don't even know what sound the debit cards make nowadays because I use the tap. But whatever the sound the tap makes, that's what I was hearing. I was ordering something new. A new mic, a new logo, a new strategy, a new course. All because I didn't want to face the fact that I wasn't blocked. No one was preventing me from getting to this space. No one was standing in my way other than myself. I was the one who went into hiding. I was the one who was taking these breaks. No one was forcing me to take a break, right? And so while I thought I was being really, really productive, I was truly just hoarding my talent. I was storing my voice. I was holding back a lot of my perspective, my skills, and just truly all of the things that just make me myself, right? Like all the things that you know about me, that you've gained trust in, I was kind of hiding. I was afraid to show up halfway polished, right? I was afraid of what it would look like if this little gap of paint was showing or if like my old images were showing. I was afraid of what it looked like if I wasn't quote unquote ready. And I felt like if I wasn't ready, people would forget what I could do, right? People would underestimate me. I'm listening to all these theme song music and all these anthems. I'm getting myself hyped. But the gag was, they didn't really forget who I was. I kind of forgot. who I was in the process, right? I did that. And so here are some of the things that I learned throughout this process, right? The first thing that I learned is that sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do is to show up unfinished. And I'm a Taurus with a Virgo moon. And so something not being perfect, not being done to the T, not being precise, not being organized is like the bane of my existence. But I had to show up with what I have, right? I had to show up even if it's not perfect because it's honest and it's truthful and it's transparent, right? Because talent hoarding was not protecting me, and it's not going to protect you to hide your skills, right? It just pauses your purpose and prolongs the journey that you're meant to be on. And I realized that while I was spending so many months saying that I was rebranding and pausing, what I really didn't need was another tool. What I really needed was trust in God, right? To lead my path, to guide me, to keep me aligned, trust in myself, to show up, to be consistent, to hold myself accountable, and then trust that what I have to say still matters, right? That my voice still has a purpose in the spaces that I'm serving, and to trust that I can be transparent again with a little bit more control over my narrative, right? I felt like when I gave so many people access, I gave away my own story, and it led to all this chaos personally and professionally. And I want to be able to have a little bit more say in what that looks like for me. So, with that in mind, if you've been hiding, if you've been stacking your ideas, if you've been buying the courses, buying the equipment, scripting everything out, waiting on a perfect timing, this is your sign, number 2, to stop hoarding your talent. The world doesn't need you to show up as polished. The world just needs you to be present. You don't need to be every single place. You need to be in the places that align to where you want to go. You don't need to go to every single networking event. If those places aren't the places that are pushing you in the direction you want to go to, maybe you should try something else that's more aligned to you. You just need to be in alignment wherever it is that you are. And I say that all with a big slice of humble pie and all the love in the world. Just to let you know that I'm back, y'all. And I'm not here to prove anything to anybody other than myself. I'm always in competition with myself. CK, you already know. I'm here to flow, to bridge the gap again, to hold space, to encourage, motivate, inspire, like I always have. Because that is my gift. That is my talent. And I refuse to hoard it anymore. I refuse to make all these reels and not post them. I refuse to take all these photos and not put them together. I refuse to just put a stop in my path. So if this episode resonated with you, please do yourself a favor and share it with somebody that you know has been over preparing and under believing, or over preparing and under delivering in what they're trying to prepare. Send them the encouragement that they need to know that it's okay to just hit go, right? Go for green, even if it doesn't, all the way look like what they want it to look like. And then do yourself a favor and tag me, send me a DM, or just whisper to yourself that you're done hiding, because you should be done hiding. And it's not just because Aunty Shav says so, but it's because Aunty Shav says so. I love you all. It's great to be back. Peace.